Hello, everybody. Today is Monday, the 21st of June, 2021. So welcome to the first full day of summer. Yay! And of course, it's about 20 degrees cooler than it was last week in the last week of spring. So, okay. Don't want to get into it now, but this will be one of those topics we talk about when we get into climate, where people are saying, well, how is the climate changing? It was so hot here and so cold there. These are weather aspects. Climate is a long-term conditional shift, which we'll talk about in about a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. Summer schedule, it's always hard to remember what week we are on. Okay, going forward, we've got some stuff for this week. In this week's module, the week 2 module, which should be opening up at noon today, we have a couple things that we need to take to actually get done. So if you look in your module, here, let me actually switch over to that really quick and let you see that. Hold on one second. Okay, so you'll see this is of course the instructor view, but you'll be seeing this something similar. So in week 2, we will have our module 3. This is the third lecture module of the course. In this module, you will find materials for chapters 6, 7, and 8. This is finishing off our first actual unit, first major unit in the book. This was all of our basic geography information and getting to know the geographical processes. So this was part of the planetary perspective in our book, part 1. Starting next week, we'll be into part 2, and we'll get more into the atmospheric and oceanic processes. So for this week, you need to go ahead and look through chapters 6, 7, and 8. Let's kind of go back into our module setup. Okay. So that is the first thing you need to do. When you are done with that, you can go ahead and jump into starting tomorrow. I think I have it opened up tomorrow. Will be the atmosphere, temperature, and pressure lab. So we'll actually be working into the start of the part 2, the atmospheric processes and atmospheric and oceanic processes. We're starting that, and so this lab 2, will actually be dealing with those things. That'll be opened up around noon tomorrow, and that'll be opened up again through Sunday. Now, with this week's lab, I did have some people email me late and ask some questions on this week's lab. I will actually extend this week's lab until the end of the day tonight. So the end of Monday. So have it done by 11:59 and 59 seconds. Okay, so have that in. I will also put a page into the module, the week 1 module, with I'll make like an additional geography tools walkthrough stuff, something of that nature, to answer a couple of the specific questions I had. Again, I encourage you, if you have a specific question on a topic or a question, let me know. If I know that there are some things you guys are having trouble with, then I can go ahead and post additional videos like I will be doing today for you. So that being said, finish up that lab 1 if you've not finished it. Take a look at some of the videos. If you do have questions, please get those to me right away so I can make sure I can answer those questions for everyone. So getting back into our week 2 module. The next thing you'll see in here is an atmosphere discussion. This is the next of our extra credit, quote unquote, discussions. But do remember, I will consider those part of your participation. So it's good seeing you do those, because these are the analysis. These are the time for you to expound upon your learning and show me how you are internalizing the concepts we are working with. Just to me, which is much, much more important, seeing how you are understanding the concepts. You will also see the exam one review. That should have been down here, so I want to make sure it was prominent for you guys to see earlier. So I actually put that down here. So you will have the exam one review. Now, when you get into this, this is just a simple flow through. It'll point out the module, the unit, and the basic concepts that we were looking at. If you can run through this review sheet and understand what each one of these things are or what I'm asking, you should be fine for the exams. So these basically correspond to chapters and units, or the chapters and the sections of your book, and they should also relate to my slideshows, my presentation. They're pretty much in order, so if you forgot what is an open versus closed system, you can go back, look at the Unit 1 slides, video, or book, and it should be after geography, 5 themes, scientific method, systems theory. Oh, hey, open and closed system. So it should be able to walk you through finding out the answers to questions you are missing. This goes all the way down through every unit, every module, every unit in this exam. So take some time. The exam is due on Sunday, like almost everything you have. Sunday is that due date. I just want to always give you guys that extra weekend time. So I know people are busier, really busy during the weeks, and then it just gets hard to get things in. I did not want to make anyone have to have things done on a Friday night. Well, your discussions are due, but those should take you a few minutes. Also, you have another map quiz, the North America map quiz. As you see, the North American Study Guide you should have seen it in your module from last week, or your weekly module. I try to put the next week's guide in this current week. So this week's, you will get another one. I think it is going to be the, let's see, what is next week? I'd have to look at the actual, well, it'll be up there. Your new one will be up there. It'll pop up, should pop up tomorrow also. You just can't see it. So it should come up tomorrow for your next map quiz. Going down to our exams. Again, I told you the exams are broken down by the module. Each one of these modules covers all the material for that module alone. I don't expect you to, I expect that when you go into it, you should be comfortable with that module. Module 1, all the stuff in there will be from that module 1 in your week 1 folder. Everything in module 2 will be from module 2 in that week 1 folder. And then module 3 will be everything from this week. Now, we are not having a quote unquote module 4 because this is your module 4, getting comfortable with the exam. So that is what I named module 4. It's just getting comfortable with your exam. You'll also notice in here, there is an extra credit question. If you haven't noticed, I like to give you guys extra credit. The extra credit question is an all or nothing, and you can only get this after everything else is submitted, which if you do read the syllabus, you must attempt every single portion of the exam to get credit for the exam. If you only do module 1 or module 1 and 2, or if you do module 2 and 3 or 1 and 3, unless you have something posted for all of the modules, you do not get credit for that exam. So even if you answer one question on something, make sure you are getting in there doing that. Again, extra credits, I would be seriously disappointed if you do not at least take a look at the extra credit. There is enough extra credit in our course to cover half of a grade. So I really hate when people come at the end of the semester, they're maybe 10, 15 points away from that next grade higher that they wanted. And I look back and they have not done any of the extra credits. Do not expect me to be very generous in a situation like that. All right, let's make sure I don't think I have anything else. So this is where we are at for our weekly module. Let's go ahead and stop our share here. Make you guys suffer and looking back at me again. Now, this week has been a very eventful week in the world around us from a geographic standpoint, especially even right here in our local area. We've had some really crazy things happen this last week. One, we all know about the Chemtools fire, and hopefully most of you guys have had a chance to, or would have seen or taken a look at the satellite imagery that I posted for you. I actually posted a picture of the fire from space, so you can actually see the smoke cloud. It's really cool. There is an article I will try and post for you guys. They've actually started doing analysis of the chemical impact, how far that smoke has blown, and what types of things that they are actually finding in the atmosphere due to this single event. And it is kind of crazy, some of the information that's coming out already. Also, we had a tornado yesterday. The southwest suburbs of Chicago, Naperville area, did have a tornado. I'm waiting to find out more information on the full ramifications of the tornado, the intensity and or the damage of it. We have not made it to that section of our course yet, but we will briefly touch upon these things. There's not a whole lot we're going to do with these, but you will at some point learn about the different scales of tornadoes, just generalized information. On this, in my quest to familiarize you guys with more GIS utilization, I'm actually going to be posting a link to a file I will share with you. It is a Google Earth file that shows all of the recorded tornadoes from the year 1950 all the way through the year 2018. And let's switch over to that screen really quick so I can show you what that looks like. All right, let's see. Okay, so here you can see, this is the Google Earth here, Google Earth Pro, which hopefully we have all been becoming familiar with, that you've installed. If you have not installed, please go back to the welcome folder and install this program. If you cannot install this program, let me know. It's very important so we can find out ways to get some of this lab materials done for you. I will say this again and again and again. And I know there's going to be people that are going to say, I can get away without using this. You will not be able to pass all of your labs or do well on all of your labs without this program. Right now, you're seeing a giant cluster, and you can see, like, wow, look at all of this mess. These are all the individual tornado tracks that have been recorded from 1950 to 2018. So the new ones will not be on there. It takes them usually 2 to 3 years to publish new updates on this. And I don't have anything newer than, or I don't have a big data set for anything newer than 2018. Okay, this looks crazy and convoluted, but as you zoom in here, you will see that the individual tornado tracks are sorted by color and size. The bigger the wider the path mark is, the higher level of tornado. Like we've all heard of like an F1 tornado or an F5 tornado. Well, we actually use what's called the EF, Enhanced Fujita. You'll learn about that later. So the thicker it is, the dark red is an EF5. So you can see that there are a lot of very big tornadoes. You can see actually in our area here, we've had several pretty major tornadoes come through here. This is an EF4. We have an EF3. These are EF2s. These are EF1s. So you can actually see lots and lots of craziness going through here. This is the major one that happened, I think it was 1960s or 70s, that destroyed Belvedere High School. These are the ones that hit just a few years ago here. These two here came through very close together. This one here actually destroyed the Edwards Apple Orchard. If you're familiar with the Edwards Apple Orchard, that was not too long ago. It was just a couple years ago. There was a path here where we had a couple within a very, very short time frame of each other. So like this one right here, let's go into that. So these are just fun things that you can play with on your own. There is no requirement for these. This is just something that you can see the cool things that you can do with GIS. The way you can visualize and express information. Yeah. So all these ones out here, lots of fun little ones. All right, that is it for that. Let's stop that share. Okay, ready to recap. Week 2 is Mod 3. You have your exam this week on Sunday. Spend today and possibly part of tomorrow doing your lecture portion. Watch your videos, read your book, look at your slides. Lab, I'm extending Lab 1, the Geography Basics Earth-Sun Lab, until the end of tonight to allow time for people to get some answers to some questions. If you still have questions, get them to me as soon as possible. Also, this week we will be doing the North America map quiz. There will be a discussion for what's called atmosphere discussion. I think that was the one, right? Was atmosphere discussion? I think that's what I just said. It should be atmosphere discussion, yes. Try it, don't just skip it. I might actually change the question for those of you. No, I'm not gonna have time to change the question out today. All right, so there's atmosphere discussion, and then your exam. That is going on. That will be going on over the weekend. Take the time. You can do each module one at a time. You can do a module, take a break for 15 minutes, get some food, stretch, decompress, like, whew, done with that. Spend a little time reviewing module 2 before you jump into it. The exams are timed. If you cannot make it in that time, you need to let me know. If you have received an accommodations letter from the school, from the accommodations office, you need to get that to me so I can make sure to make the appropriate accommodations for you. If you're a slow test taker, let me know. I'm a slow test taker sometimes myself. Let me know. We can work on all of these things for you. All right. Let's see. I think that is what we have going on. Lecture, discussion, lab, quiz, exam. I know that's a lot of stuff to do, which is why I did not give you Mod 4 reading assignments. Okay, other than that, enjoy your day. I will talk to you later this week. Bye-bye.